what to expect energetically. So there's a lot going on. Um, a lot going on for a lot of people, I would say. A lot of high emotion, a lot of taking action on things too. Because, like I said before, well, I don't know if you guys heard me, but Scorpio used to be ruled by Mars. Okay, and Mars is about action. Okay, taking things, taking things, as well as moving energy around. Right. So when you think about battles, when you think about war, that's moving energy around, moving chaotic energy around. Okay, confrontations. Anything and everything that is kind of like an emotional roller coaster. Um, so yeah, so there's going to be a lot of that happening for this new moon. There's a lot of clearing, there's a lot of purification going on. That's the whole purpose of it, right? Understanding that if you are uncomfortable, that's how you're supposed to feel. Okay, you're supposed to feel uncomfortable, you're supposed to feel out of your element, you're supposed to feel something. Okay. um what I've noticed more than anything is in so many ways how a person manifests these things in their lives. It could be different for everyone, but the most that I've seen is kind of like interactions with other people that are coming in that are similar to interactions with others that left your life a long time ago. So these cycles of people coming in that have a similar energetic signature as those who you've had conflict with before. And now the universe, now creators, giving you the opportunity to deal with them. Okay. To deal with that cycle, to deal with that wounding. Okay. And to choose, because of the wisdom that you've gained from those interactions in the past, to choose a different manner of interacting and reacting. Okay. So that's what I've noticed. The key, like I would say, the key energy would be that past interactions coming back with different people, or even possibly the same person. So just be mindful of that, clear that energy out. Do what you need to do to take care of yourself, to take care of your own health. And then, of course, do what you need to do to move on from that. Okay. Um, we tend to overthink things during Scorpio season as well. We tend to reflect deeply in or within ourselves on subjects such as our interactions with other people. We tend to be harder on ourselves, emotionally speaking. That's one of the other indicators, is you feeling depressed, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling anger, if you're feeling resentment, anything like that, regarding your interactions or your actions, or your inaction. That's another thing too. So remember that. Okay, just be mindful, be careful, be kind to yourself during this time. Okay. um what else did I observe? And this is just my own observations of people that I've seen in my life going through similar cycles as what I'm explaining. And then, of course, interactions, well, actually observations of people who are not directly in my life but indirectly, kind of like reactions, or their reactions, observing those and seeing how things are playing out. Another thing, please, that has been a theme is nostalgia. Okay, so this is a very common theme for a lot of people, nostalgia. Remembering a situation in that manner, possibly missing certain people in your life, possibly missing, your loved ones, feeling like you need to reconnect in that manner, and that's perfectly fine. That's a good thing, okay? Um, but also making sure that that doesn't lead down a road where you become preoccupied with the past. Okay, that's another thing it's to watch out for. Where you're saying, "Oh, remember that when it used to be this way. Remember when you used to be that way." You know, things like that, right? Be mindful of that, especially for those who are in relationships, who are with a partner. Be mindful of how you express the nostalgia with your partner, because that can be very cutting. And remember, we have high emotions right now. So yeah, so be mindful when you say these things. Like just say like, "Oh, remember that time that we did this," and just leave it at that, right? Instead of saying, "Oh, you used to be like that," or "You remember when you used to do this and now you don't," you know. You know what I mean, right? um so that's a very much a that Scorpio energy coming in as well. um but that's what I've observed, okay? And I'm just like, oh shit, I wouldn't say that. Like in my head, you know, like of course I wouldn't say that to them, but I just like, okay, I wouldn't say that to people that I love. But anyway, that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about for this new moon. It's about purifying, clearing energy. And might be very tough for a lot of us, especially if we're uncomfortable with emotions. It might be very difficult for us to really sit with that. We might try to lean towards the logic, towards making sense of these things, but letting you know right now, you're not going to be able to. Just allow yourself to feel, okay? Allow yourself to go with that feeling, all right? Um, oh, yeah, and then be mindful of the younger generation, your children, your teenagers, if you have teenagers, even your younger children, they're very sensitive too emotionally, okay? And so they might have situations such as they might be seeing things, you know, if they're highly intuitive, they might be, you know, feeling things too, empathically. So help them out with that, with removal of energy within their own energy field, especially through their interactions that they're having at school with other kids. It's again high temperatures, high emotions happening. There's been like, for example, my daughter at her school, and she goes to a private school, okay? There's been a lot of things happening in that private school that haven't, I guess what they're saying is that this hasn't happened in such a long time, where children are being mean to one another, where they're using, you know, Snapchat. It's like this big thing, Snapchat. Um, and they're sending each other really messed up messages, and because it's a snap, it completely is erasable or whatever. You can't really track it or trace it unless you record it or unless you save it right away. And so bullying has been predominant, a predominant thing there. And just be mindful of that. It might be that your children are being bullied or being told things at school by other children that they themselves are being bullied probably at home. So it's kind of like this vicious cycle. So so be mindful of their sensitivities, their energetic sensitivities. Help them out with that, with grounding, with releasing it. Talk to them about it. Ask them questions. You know, it's important to communicate with your children or to help them understand that you're a safe person to talk to. You know, um, that it's okay for them to have emotions. It's okay for them to feel. Um, and it's okay for them to be sensitive and things like that. So again, there's a lot of purification coming in, but it's also heightening that the intuition in all of us as well as in our children. It's like an activation. Like I always see it as this big activation that's happening with the kids where they're actively being shown things from the spirit world so that they can believe in their abilities and they can strengthen that. And so they just need guidance at this time. Okay. So, anyway, let's read the comments. Hi, guys. All right. So, anyway, I'm going to pull some cards for this new moon in Scorpio for people. So we're going to start with the people from the Starseed Club first, and then we'll get whoever else is on here, okay? So let's see, I see Julie. So Julie, I'm going to pull a card for you, see what the theme is for you surrounding this new moon in Scorpio, okay, love? Okay, wait. So this is from the mermaid deck, and because I chose this deck because I was told mermaid, water energy, Scorpio energy, use it, right? So wait. So this is kind of, to me, it feels like about a plan of action, right? Making sure that you have all of your information gathered, that you know exactly what step to take next, and you're trusting the guidance that you have within yourself or internally before you take action on something. There could be a situation in your life, probably personal situation, that you might be faced with, maybe having to deal with certain people that have a different mindset than you. And then you're going to have to, kind of address this situation because it's coming to the forefront. Like it's kind of like a boiling point. It's heading to that boiling point where you are feeling you need to speak with them or talk to them about certain things that you've been observing and need to address, right, before it becomes a big issue. So the thing is, they're telling you to wait because you have to understand more about the situation, about the person, about who else is in this situation too. Like who's a key player in this as well, right? All the key players, you got to know who they are before you say something, before you do something that's going to change your life pretty much, right? Or your relationship with that person or those people. Okay, I feel like it's more people involved. So just wait, observe, gather more information. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Julie. All right, so yes, JLo. All right, so if you guys can share this, that'll be fantastic, so you get more people on board. All right, so we have next one we're gonna do is Mara. So Mara, let's pull a card for you from the mermaid deck. Oh my God, that one just jumped right out. Went all the way to the floor. All right. Oh, nice. Break free. Okay, so this is dolphin. Okay, so it's kind of like going on an adventure. Okay, looking into different things away from what you're used to or what you're comfortable with. Another thing is kind of like through curiosity, that's how we have experiences, right? And that's how we grow, okay, through these experiences. And so dolphin energy is about being playful, but also about diving deep into a new adventure, okay? So I feel like this is something that you might want to check out, like something new, like maybe check out a new group of people, I don't know, on social media, something that you're curious about, right? Like, for example, if you're like thinking, oh, what's kind of cool if I learn about this subject, and then you Google it, or you search it on your social media platforms or whatever, wherever you have signed up with, and then just type in the group that you want to join, and then join it, and then observe the information or learn about this information that you want to learn about, and then from there interact if that's what you're comfortable with. But it feels like it's definitely about breaking free from your comfort zone. So if you're not used to interactions or not used to, I guess, being the first one to say hello, to a stranger, then that's what this dolphin energy will help you with, or so you won't be so reserved or shy. You'll have more confidence and you'll be like, hey, I'm interested in learning this, about you or whatever. So yeah, so that's what I have for you. Hi, Shannon. All right, so hi, Ruby. Next one we're gonna do is J-Lo. Hi, Adriana. Okay, J-Lo, let's see what we have for you with the mermaid deck. Oh. Yep, that one. Okay. Hold on. All right, so this is funny. Let me grab that because it was like it flipped in the deck and I was like, whoa. I gotta grab it before I lose it. So it says yes, and then it's about your intuition being correct. Okay. So this is probably about a person, your intuition about a person. Okay, maybe you had an interaction with someone as of late and it kind of left you questioning yourself. It kind of left you kind of like, what's their deal, right? You're not used to, well, I mean, you kind of are, you know how to stand your ground, but you're not used to having people be so, I guess, blatantly rude. Like some people, it takes some time to be like, okay, I'm gonna show you who I really am, right? Like kind of like the whole snake in the grass, right? And so lately it's been like things have been revealed to you about people in your life where just like, wow, dude, like, damn, I knew it. I knew it all along. It's one of those, I knew it all along. I knew it all along. And so they're saying, yes, you're correct. And trust that intuition, trust what you are feeling and sensing about people. You're never wrong. Yes, you might feel like you're being judgmental, or you might feel like, oh, you know what? I'm just being judgmental, or maybe they're having a bad day. So you're making excuses, right, in your head because you don't want to be that person, right? You don't want to be judgmental because you had people judge you before and you know how that feels. But unfortunately, your intuition is so on point that you can't help but know this, right? And so your guides are like, don't do it, that's your red flag, right? Don't doubt it, and no, you're not being judgmental, you are being protected. Okay, you are being protected from these people, and that's why you feel the way that you feel about them, right? Another thing they're kind of alluding to is that some people may be very slick at hiding their true intentions with you, because you're providing something for them, right? Where there's an energetic exchange happening, and that's why they still continue to have that interaction with you. But in the back of your mind, you're thinking there's something off with them. Trust that, okay? Trust it, please. Trust it. All right. Yes, J-Lo, your daughter doesn't like that about yours too. Nice. Yeah, she's not wrong. She's not wrong. She has the same type of intuition like you. She is not wrong. All right. So so that's what I have for the Starseed group. So now I'm going to go ahead and choose random people to pull a card for. You're welcome. Yeah, and I trust yourself, because there are already lessons that you've learned, right? Like There's already stuff that you have learned the hard way with people who are like that. Again, like I said earlier on in the video about the Scorpio energy, where we're seeing people from the past again, right? These cycles coming in again, but with different people, right? And so that's one thing that is all about, to purify and clear and end that cycle for this new moon, right? To prepare you for the new moon. So that's why, right? And that being said, JLo, you've already had these interactions, and now it's going to be up to you whether or not you're going to learn another one again, or you're going to stop it before that happens, right? It's your choice. And like, to me, my attitude is always about the buck stops here. Like, I'm fucking got fooled once, that's it, I'm done, right? That's just how I am. And so for you, you're, again, because you have this not wanting to be judgmental, and that's beautiful, but it has to, you have to react differently this time around than from how you did before, right? Even though it's a different person, it still has the same signature, still has the same lesson to be learned, right? And so that's what you guys, they keep chatting me up. They're like, tell her that, tell her. I'm like, okay. So that's what I want you to know, okay? All right, so we're gonna do card readings for the rest of you guys. Let's go ahead and scroll. All right, let's go ahead and give Cosmic Heartbeat a reading. Let me shuffle this because they're all over the place. Cosmic Heartbeat. Okay, here we go. We got blessed change. So again, theme for the new moon in Scorpio, changes. Okay, or blessings in disguise, pretty much, right? So there's a lot of life changes that are happening for you with this energy. Take advantage of them. I know sometimes it might be difficult to see the good in these changes, especially if it's a change that you are not ready for. It's not necessarily that you're not wanting, you're just not ready for it yet, right? Or you think you're not ready for it and you're just like, shit, like I wasn't prepared for that. So these types of changes are bringing those blessings that you've asked for, in return, for this lesson to be learned. Okay. I'm seeing kind of more or less like interactions. Again, it's very personal change, okay, and growth patterns that we have to learn during this new moon in Scorpio. There's a lot of just interactions that we have to be around, like in committed and into into that realm of reality, which a lot of people are just like, oh, I'm just fucking tired, I'm just tired of it. Trust me, I know, like you just want to break, but this is the final one. Trust yourself. This is the final chapter. Okay, this is the ending of that story, that book, whatever, closure of that. Okay, and so that's what it is. It's like finally these changes are bringing in your blessings, everything that you've ever wanted, okay, and what you've been asking for a very long time. So that's what I have for you. Okay, let's see who else we got. All right, so we're gonna do Adriana. We're gonna pull a card for you, Adriana. Oh, let's see. Okay. All right, consulting an expert. Okay, so this is coming for the mermaid. Consulting an expert. You'll see how she's talking to the dolphins. Those are the experts. Animal guides, right? So there is probably an opportunity coming to your life, or something coming in that you've been wanting, but they're kind of saying like, okay, You've been wanting this, but make sure that you gather more information. Especially when it comes to any type of legal stuff, okay? Anything legal, okay? You have to consult an expert in that, okay? Maybe something to do with a business, maybe some type of business contract, things like that. The person that is bringing that to you isn't the expert. It's whoever you take that information, that contract from that person and go to a legal consultant. Okay, so someone who is able to tell you this is the rules, this is the law. That doesn't look good. That looks like you're going to be missing out on this, and this, and that. Right. So make sure that everything is solid before you sign anything. Okay, don't let whomever is presenting you this contract, I keep seeing a contract like a business or something, don't let them tell you, oh, it's all good, you could trust me. I would say you could trust people, but not really. Okay, like for some reason I keep hearing like, don't trust everyone. Okay, especially when it comes to making money. Don't trust people when it comes to making money. All right. Or when it comes to your livelihood, period. All right. So it might not even be kind of like a legal binding contract. It might not even be something like that, but they tell you that it is. So make sure you understand, okay, what they're presenting to you. Another thing could be that because I keep hearing there's like a lot of people in your ear. Making sure that you're getting advice from an expert source, right? I would say the best advice that you could ever get would be from yourself, from your own intuition, and then follow through with that, right? With questioning why you're getting these intuitive hits. Um, and then, of course, if you are having conflict or you feel like there's going to be conflict in the future with whomever this is, it could be multiple people, then you have to really address this where these are my boundaries. This is what I'm willing to do. This is what I'm not willing to do, type of thing. Okay, so make sure you do that. Okay, that's what I have for you, Adriana. All right. Hi, Aquarian Essence. I know, right? Oh, Adriana, she says she's been thinking about collaborating, but she's been on the fence about it. Well, trust why you've been on the fence. Okay. Yeah, like your guides are just like, trust that because you're not wrong. Trust it because, again, it's a cycle. It's a cycle that needs to be addressed from the past. Like it'll be a good opportunity in your mind. It's like a good opportunity, right? Because you like to collaborate with people. You want to because you like to learn. You like to be social in that manner. But the person's signature is very similar to someone that you've interacted with before. So it's ultimately your guys are it's completely her choice. Of course, she has free will, but they're still saying heed your gut warnings, okay, and why you've been on the fence about that. Okay, so that's what I have for you. Oh my gosh. Oh no, Aquarian Essence. I didn't know that was happening, love. You should have told me. I would have helped you out too. If you need to talk about it, let me know. I've been divorced. And I divorced an Aquarius too. So I feel your pain. I'm with one right now, but yeah, that was a different Aquarius. Different Aquarius, okay? Anyway, next one we'll pull a card for. Let's look at Ruby. Ruby 7. You don't really know. No, just kidding. I'm kidding. Hiding bodies. Aquarian Essence. That's honestly how it feels though. Like you're not wrong. You want to hurt them. You want you want like you're just like that's how I felt. Like I felt so like God, just leave me the fuck alone, right? That's how I felt. Like I changed my number. I did like oh yeah, and then I got like I told my because I was in the military when I got divorced. Um so I told my supervisor about how he was, right? Because he was crazy, dude, like straight out crazy. Like he tried to fight with me, and luckily I was able to not hurt him, but I was able to push his ass down, and I ran the fuck out of the house. That's how that all tumbled down, and I was pregnant. So yeah, and he just kept harassing me after I had him kicked out of base housing, and he kept harassing me and all this stuff. But anyway, it makes you crazy. It makes you crazy, especially if they don't leave you alone, if they're so fucking psycho, and luckily I was protected. I was protected by the military and the process, but the process did take forever. It did take forever. Because my daughter wasn't born yet. And so it was like they were waiting for that with the custody and shit. And I was like, oh my God, dude. And the third party. Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Hey, Esco. All right. So anyway, let's pull Ruby. Let's pull a card for you, and then we'll do someone else. Okay. All right, Ruby. Let's see. Thank you, Shannon. Yeah, it was a crazy ride. It's definitely learned a lot about myself, leadership wise, as well as what I'm gonna tolerate or what I'm not. And a lot of shadow work. Oh my God. That was like a lot of shadow work, like every fucking day, pretty much. All right. Anyway, so here we go, Ruby. Watch your thoughts. All right. So I think, Ruby, I think you're a Leo, right? You're a Leo sun. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I feel like fire signs are having a kind of rough this season, especially for the new moon. Keeping a positive mindset and watching our thoughts, where it might be that we want something, right? Because we're impatient sometimes. We want something, and then when we don't get it, we get fucking pissed sometimes. Especially because the emotion is so high right now. We're just like, fuck. But yeah, so for you, it's kind of like making sure that you make choices out of positive a positive state of mind instead of choosing out of anger or even out of fear, right? Making sure that that's happening, where you're weighing your options, that you're understanding your emotional states, and you're watching that as well. Making sure that your thoughts are being maintained in the way that whatever it is that you're asking for the new moon, for example, making sure it's realistic and making sure that you are not thinking or giving that power to someone else. Okay. um for example, and this is something that I've seen. Okay, personally I don't agree with it. Whenever we ask for a divine partner to come in, and or we know someone that we have a crush on or whatever, we get upset. We get upset over them not interacting with us, or possibly we are in a relationship and we get upset with our partner where they're not giving us the attention that we need or crave or whatever. So it is important for us to understand why we need that, right? Why is it that we're needing it first? But if you are consistently seeing a pattern with your partner saying that they're not giving you what you need, where they're just ignoring you or they're blatantly being assholes, then yes, address it. But it feels like it's definitely something to do with the way that you think about yourself, and the way that you think about a romantic partnership that needs to be addressed. Okay, remain positive about it. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Ruby. You don't think you could ever date another Aquarius? Aquarian? Yeah. Hi Michi. I thought the same thing after my divorce. And no shit, I kept attracting either Geminis or Aquariuses. And I was just like, what's this fucking about, right? For a very long time. I did try to date earth signs. Okay, so it was like a Capricorn that I dated for just like a week. And then after that, I like maybe for like a few days I dated a Taurus. I was just not, no, it's not about, I just couldn't with a Taurus. And then for a whole year I dated a Virgo. So I was just like, oh shit, something different than air signs, right? But I did date a Scorpio, and that one was really kind of more like friendship. Like it was at first like there was attraction and everything like that, but later on we just became really good friends. And then two Cancers. The first one was he ended up being a really good friend of mine after. It was just like we're just friends now. But the second one, it was Psycho City, and I was like, never again. And then after that, it was just nonstop air signs. Nonstop air signs. Like nonstop. So you're welcome, Ruby. No, Shannon, I never dated a Libra, but they always wanted to date me. It was funny like that. Like my friends, like at work, the people that I actually worked with, a lot of them were Libras. And they were always hitting on me, and they were always like, you should be with someone that could treat you like this and that, and I'll show you, blah, 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 blah. And because of the way that they presented themselves with like the overconfidence or they joked around a lot, I never took them seriously. And so I was just like, nah, and it was one guy in particular that and this was when I was in Korea. We were friends, like we were really close. He was dating a girl long distance, right? And he was talking to me about her, like, because she's a Gemini. So it was kind of like he would show me her text messages, and he's just like, oh, I can't stand her. And I'm like, then why the fuck are you with her? And he's so indecisive, right? And so to me, I kind of like before I even knew that he had a girlfriend, like I thought he was good looking. I thought like I was attracted to him and he was attracted to me, but he was with someone. So I was like, no. And so we just became friends. And then so we would always like go out and hang out and things like that. And then I met her because she came to visit him. And she like when she came to visit him, he completely changed. Like very addictive, very toxic around her. Like it was just like a one, like just flipped a switch on him. Like this Gemini woman just flipped him over or something. Like it was just gross. Like I just couldn't believe it. Where he was just like, his girlfriend was just like, oh no, let's just stay in. I don't want to go out. I don't want to go out with your friends. I don't want to meet your friends, things like that. And we're just like, what's her deal? Right. And then finally he brought her out to meet us, and that was like a week after. And we're just like, oh hey, and she was just like really like ugh, and then like she would drink and she was like sloppy drunk, and he was just like drinking too, but he was just like he'll just like be like whatever. And he would never ever get like that. And then he got like that with her, like they're both sloppy drunk. Just like what the fuck. and they're both smoking cigarettes, and he never smokes cigarettes, but she does, and so they're all smoking cigarettes and just like fucking totally toxic. So the whole time she was there, that's how he was. Like he's just totally toxic, um, totally hung over, and then coming to work. Okay. And so after she left, it was like, okay, he was back to normal, like to his normal self, right? Um, and then I asked him because I was just like, this motherfucker, what is he hiding? He's living a double life, right? And I'm just like, dude, why you act that way with your girl, and then you act totally different with us? Like, who are you really, right? Like me being fucking Sagittarius an asshole and calling his ass out in front of everybody too, because I was pissed at him, and I was just like, so what the fuck, like you want to be belligerent drunk only when your girlfriend is here, like what the fuck's that all about? So anyway, shit. He was just so embarrassed. And he's like, fuck you. Like it's just like so embarrassing. He's like, fuck you. I don't fucking have to tell you anything. And I'm like, okay, whatever. It's not like we're not best friends or anything. Whatever. So for a whole week he didn't talk to me because he was so mad at me. And then finally one night, he knocked on my door. He's like, we need to talk. And I was like, slow your fucking roll. First of all, you don't come to my fucking door and have an attitude like that. And he's like, stopped, and he's like, I'm sorry. And then I'm like, okay, let's talk. So we went outside and talked, and he explained like why he acts like that. He's like, I don't know what comes over me. Like I just don't like being around her. And so I feel like I have to match her energy. We're always in competition, or we're always arguing about stupid shit, and it's just so drama. And he's like, and so I get drunk just so I could like tune her out. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's stupid. And then I tell him, like, why are you still with her? Right? Like, and it's because he's invested supposedly so much time with her. He's met her family and all this stuff, and she's met his, and la 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 la, right? And so it's funny, like people, Libras like that, where they're just like willing to stick it out, thinking that the partner's gonna change eventually, and they never fucking do, And then so anyway, after that interaction, after we talked, he finally kind of like told her to go fuck herself, right? Like he broke up with her, so he's all single having fun or whatever, and I'm just like, yeah, do you, right? And then one drunken night, he decides to try to like talk to me about, oh, I wanted to date you and all this stuff, and I'm like, no, like like, yeah, I don't think so, no thanks, no thanks. But yeah, but we're still good friends. I wouldn't date someone like that. I'm sorry. Like if someone cannot be real with me, like tell me that I'm fucked up, right? To my face. Or tell me that, oh, I fucking don't like when you do this, then I can't be with them, right? And that's why I think I like Aquariuses so much. Because they'll tell me when I'm fucked up, right? Like my fiance, he's an Aquarius, right? He's like, if he gets mad at me, he tells me he's mad at me. Like he's like, like he gets like, he doesn't get pissed, but he's like, God, sometimes I just think you're doing this shit on purpose. Like when I do annoy him on purpose. But yeah, so at least he interacts and he talks to me about my attitude and what he's, what I can improve on. Not telling me, oh, you need to improve on this. More like telling me, hey, you need to, like be mindful. And then I'm like, okay, I need to improve that. Got it, So that's what I like. So I couldn't date a Libra. Sorry, I'm just they'll be so like, oh, I love you, and then they'll be like, fuck her. You know what I mean? To their friends. Instead of be like, all right, you're fucked up. I can't believe you said that, So all right, let's pick another person. Enough about me. Okay, let's do I'm gonna scroll. Where was I at? Okay, we already did JLo, Ruby, Cosmic Heart. Let's do Shannon. You're next. My sun sign is Sagittarius. I think that's why, like, I get along with Aquariuses because we're both assholes sometimes, you know, but in a funny way, like, like in a funny way. Like we could talk shit to each other and still be friends, you know. That's what I like about them. All right, so we got for Shannon music, using music for manifestation, which is perfect. Look at it, and it's like a waxing moon. So it's like the new moon would be perfect for you to do this, to use music to manifest your desires, manifest what it is that you want. Tones, hertz, you know, like, oh, so you know the I think it's the 888 hertz. If you listen to that, it's kind of like the golden kind of like a, what is it called? A golden ray energy, right? So this is like it's kind of like a combination of that, but also a combination of like platinum energy. So if you have both of them with the 888, that's kind of like instant manifestation. And when you think about eights, you think about the symbol infinity, right? And so tapping into that specific frequency and using that for your ritual, for your new moon ritual, that'll be perfect. Or even using other frequencies, or you singing, or singing or drumming, or something like that. Meditation that changes your outlook on what it is that you're asking for. So more positive outlook on it. Huh. And one of your guides is saying kind of like the brain frequency, the brain waves, right? Something to do with the brain waves where we hit that perfect mark. Okay. Where you hit that perfect mark and you are in between worlds. Okay, that's what he's kind of referencing with meditation, with music, kind of getting into the state of hypnosis, or even self-hypnotizing yourself with the music, with the frequency, and being able to hit that perfect brain wave so that you can tap in and really work in that manner. Because when we work in the spirit world, things manifest in the physical. And so that's what he's kind of explaining, a manifestation in the physical through the spirit, okay? Through spirit tech, which is music frequency. So that's what I have for you. That's what you did all day yesterday? Awesome! All right, so let's see who's next after Shannon. Okay. Oh, hey, Tina. Oh, yay. Okay, Tina, so I'm gonna pull a card for you, okay? If you are still here, Tina, I'll pull a card for you. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Okay, accept heaven's help, or accept help from your spirit guides, from the spirit world, from your ancestors. Holy shit. I don't know if you guys felt that shift. Okay, so Tina, so there's a divine feminine here, okay? That's where the shift comes from. So if you're getting ringing in your left ear, if you're feeling like kind of like breeze around, like when your hair is moving without there actually being a breeze, If you are feeling something like touching you, like on the left side, that's one of your ancestors, and she's a feminine, and she's kind of like asking you to ask her to assist you with something, assisting with healing, assisting with opening doorways. That's what she's calling it. So opening doorways. Oh, okay. So opening to receiving love, receiving your abundance, receiving your prosperity, all the things that you've been asking for. Okay. So when you work with her, she is considered a she kept kind of talking like I'm considered a predominant figure here in the spirit world. That's what she said. So obviously, and so she says she is an authority, okay, and so she has the ability to help you with that, with feeling your own empowerment and your own power to bring in everything that you desire, okay, to manifest, okay. um she says that sometimes you're doubting that power that you truly have, and then she says don't doubt where you come from, okay, don't doubt where you come from. She kept emphasizing that. So it's like she's intense, dude. I was just like, whoa, like all of a sudden all of this, like my whole side started to like vibrate, like my whole face and my ear, and started to ring like really hard, and I'm like, holy shit. She wanted my attention. For you, of course, for your message. So yeah, so that's what I have for you. Okay. Holy cow. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Tina's ancestor. All right. Let's move on. Who we have? Okay, Han, we're gonna do yours, Han. We're gonna pull a card for you. Let me just all right. You always get like the really powerful ancestors are just like, hey, listen to me. You're just like, holy fuck. They throw you for a loop. All right. Mother healing, Han. Okay. So here is another theme with the divine feminine. So again, like I said, Scorpio energy is all about this. It's about really understanding our own interactions with other people, cycles, and things like that. So if there is a problem with connecting with your mom or the divine feminine within you as well, nurturing is really important for you. Okay. So if you're feeling kind of like a need to reconnect or a need to understand your interactions with your mother, then it's time for you to really explore that. So what I'm also hearing is that taking the time to really address these things within yourself, not necessarily with them, with that person, with your mom, but taking it to address within yourself, like asking yourself, like, okay, why do I feel that way when I interact with her? What's going on with her? Like really seeing her side of the story will be beneficial, because then it'll help you understand her better. Especially if there are things that she says to you, and then you're taken aback, like what the hell, because our parents are like that, like, oh, when I was your age, I da 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 da, right, and makes you feel bad, right, or they expect a lot from you, right, and so you're just like, oh, that's a lot of responsibility, right, and so they're saying, take a step back and see the bigger picture and see why they act the way that they act, parent wise, mom, parents, whomever, okay, and also taking time to heal yourself. It's important for you to slow things down in order for you to heal things about yourself, about your own maternal energy and maternal wisdom that you have already, okay, and so that's what I have for you, okay, hon. All right. All right, all right, all right. Let's scroll up and see who's next. We got, where did J-Lo? Okay. We already did cosmic heartbeat. We got Maggie. Maggie, I'm going to pull a card for you. Hi, guys. All right. Ready, set, go. There's a mermaid riding a orca. A killer whale, okay? Killer whale. I'm just kidding. They're not. The name is so. It's an orca. All right, so diving in and embracing what it is that you desire. Okay, what's your heart's desire? What does that look like? Your best bet for this, especially for this new moon in Scorpio, because it's in your sun sign, very powerful, by the way. Your best bet with this in particular, with really bringing in what your heart's desire, is to do it through visualization. Okay, through visualizing exactly how that's gonna look, and also feeling it as if it's right in front of you already. Okay, so how are you gonna feel when you get what you want? How are you gonna react, and how is it gonna look like? So it's kind of like you have to build a scene with your mind, right? Like kind of like have using your imagination. And this is a very Piscean thing, by the way. We are always daydreaming. So be like that. Be like a little kid and daydream about how that looks, how that's gonna feel, how excited you're gonna be about it, and things like that. And even work with your kid to visualize it together, because isn't he a Pisces? It's funny that I said Pisces. I think you mentioned I'm not sure. Is he a Pisces or is he a Scorpio? Anyway, visualization, working with your son in particular through this, both of you together. If you need to draw it out, so for example, if you have an idea of what you want, say you want a new car. This is an example. Have him draw it out, and you help him with the coloring and drawing, things like that. So you guys working together, right? Having the same vision, and then ask him questions like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we took the car to this place and then we did this in it, and things like that. And so it's like he's visualizing it with you, right? And so this is going to have a maximum potency, meaning that it's going to heighten that connection to that want, to that, and bringing it in quicker. Okay, so that's what I have for you. Okay, Maggie. Nice. Okay. All right. You're welcome, hon. Let's see. We're scrolling up. We just did Maggie. We're going to pull one for Aquarian Essence. Okay, Aquarian Essence, if you're still here, I'm going to pull a card for you, love. You're welcome. Ooh. You got something similar. Watch your thoughts. So, okay, one of your guys just popped in. Is this masculine, very masculine energy. Banishing. He is saying you need to banish. You need to do a banishing ritual surrounding the relationship that you're leaving. Okay, you need to do purification surrounding that as well. Your home needs to be purified. Your children need to be aware, and they need to help you out as well, right? Removing all the negativity is important. Removing it all. I know it's going to be rough, but it's important for you to be sound, especially if you want the best outcome of this. Okay, and then he keeps kind of saying forcing a change is not going to happen. It's not the way to go, but making sure that you consciously take an effort towards removing negativity from your life, which was your partner. Anything that's around him, things like that, is important. Um, Especially with people around you gossiping. Like, he's saying all they do is feed negative energy, and they keep you in that mindset, right? Um, keep you in the I want this shit to be over with. Of course you do, but they're keeping you down vibrationally speaking, okay? So he's saying don't listen to them. Like if they say, "Oh, I saw so and so out here with so and so doing this and this and that. What a fucking asshole," right? Cool, thanks, but I don't give a fuck what he's doing. Say that, right? So that's what it is. It's like your guide is like it needs to be banished energetically. Anything about him needs to be stopped, okay? Like any word from him or gossiping, right? That's coming from other people to you needs to be stopped, because that's that type of energy is just continuously bringing that cycle up of like, oh fuck that, like what am I going to do? I just wanted this to be over with. Okay, so also think about what you really desire, a greater outcome to what's going on, right? A more positive outcome. um what you desire peace, right? You desire what is yours, right? You desire to keep your children, of course, and then making sure that they're happy and healthy, and yourself too, right? And so that's what he's saying, focus on that, focus on making sure you and your family are happy and healthy. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Aquarian essence. Okay, let's see. Yeah. All right, all right, all right. Who is next? All right, Michi, we're going to pull one for you. Michi, if you are still here, let me know. Worthiness, Michi, we got worthiness for you, okay? It looks like Ariel, doesn't it? Every time I see this star, it's like, oh, the Little Mermaid. Anyway, with that, there are certain things in your life, certain people, I would say, that make you feel like there is no way that you can have a better relationship with a perfect partner or whatever, or there is some doubt in you because of these previous interactions with old romantic interactions and things like that, or possibly even your own family telling you, oh, you gotta take care of your kids or before you take care of a man, and all this stuff, right? Which, okay, that's understandable, but they cannot keep telling you what to do, when it comes to dating. They cannot keep telling you, oh, that person's not good enough, just because they don't like them. Because you're a grown ass woman and you know what the fuck to do, right? And plus your intuition doesn't lie to you, and you know who to get the hell away from and who not to give any opportunity to, right? So the worthiness comes from this, where it might be self-doubt that comes lurking in when it comes to interactions in this manner. But I also see the self-doubt possibly happening when you put information out there for people to learn about, So your intuition, okay, so possibly doubting your intuition, it is linked to that, to self-doubt, to worthiness, right? Are you worthy enough? Are you feeling like you're getting this message correctly? Or are you doubting that you're even getting a message from the divine? Things like that. So that's what your guides are saying. You are worthy. Everyone alive can have an interaction and a relationship with creator. Don't doubt that. Okay, so that's what I got for you. Okay, Nietzsche. All right, let's see, we got GS next. GS, are you still here? Let me know. I'll pull a card for you. Whew. Whoa. All right, so we got mother healing for you, GS, as well. So this is more about the feminine aspect within us all, interactions with other feminines, okay? It most likely started with your first interaction with a feminine, which was your mom. So that being said, feeling a certain way about interacting with women, okay, with feminines, maybe not getting along, or maybe having, like, I would say, drama or something, possibly not wanting to be around certain people, certain women, right? Because remember, there's always, the divine feminine is not all love and light, right? And there are a lot of women who are very much brutal. I was gonna say something not too nice, but they're brutal, right? They're all about themselves. So that's what it is like healing surrounding that type of divine feminine, and how you've interacted with that type before, and making sure that you understand that the way that these women are, or why that type of interaction ever happened, was because that's the only way they know how to be, unfortunately. That does not excuse their behavior towards you, but it gives you a better understanding of who they are and why they are the way that they are, okay? So healing surrounding that past, okay, that wounding that happened with those interactions is important for this. So removing that, okay. You will have better interactions with women, with friends, you know, or things like that in the future, as soon as you do this work for yourself, and then even healing your own inner divine feminine. What's going on with that, with your emotional, with your intuition, things like that, right? Trusting your intuition through healing anything surrounding not having the opportunity to, I would say, trust what you're perceiving. Also, emotions, right? Like not feeling comfortable with certain emotions, and feeling guilty from even having those types of emotions, right? I think that's a very common thing for a lot of us, where when we get pissed off and we think about, like, oh, I just wish, you know, this, then we're like, oh shit, no, I feel so guilty now, you know. When you're mad, you're mad, okay? Like, it's important for you to express it, not necessarily to go like, ah, you know, go buck wild on people, but express, like, let the expression happen of the emotion, right? When you're in that state of mind frame or whatnot. And don't feel guilty for having that. That's a human expression, okay? The soul is yelling, you know, because it's crying inside. And that's why we get angry, okay? Because we're frustrated, we're disappointed, we are hurt, okay? And so let that happen, okay? So that's what I have for you, Jess. Okay. All right, so have time for one more person. Max making like process so much easier when you're cooking. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Mara. The harmless man is not a good man. A good man is a very dangerous and who has that under voluntary control. Okay, so we got one more person. We're gonna do Louise. All right, let's see. Whoop. Alchemy. Alchemization is perfect for this new moon, okay? Changing one thing to another thing, okay? Changing the form of things, changing energy, okay? So you might be very lucky with this new moon in Scorpio. There might be something in particular that you're receiving this new moon that makes you feel very lucky. It's kind of like you're able to just manifest, right? Instantly. And so that being said, enjoy that and allow yourself to flow with it, allow yourself to receive. Okay, yes, you do deserve what you're receiving, the manifestation, whatever it is that your heart's desiring for this new moon. Okay, allow yourself to enjoy that. Okay, it's not a trick. All right, it's not a trick like, oh, here, have some gold, and all of a sudden boom, it turns into like a freaking rock, or things like that, right? And so that's what I have for you, is that alchemy is the ability to change things for the better for you, okay? Changing outcomes of your life, changing the way that you perceive things, as well as changing for the better, okay? So that's all I have for you. You're welcome, you guys. Oh yeah, I'll do a card for the collective, yeah. Oh my God, yes, you are so correct, Shannon. Let's do a card for collective for the Scorpio new moon. Oh, here we go. All right, empowerment. We got empowerment. So this is the very powerful new moon, honestly, because we have this, and then right after we have I would say this whole Scorpio season is very powerful. We have the full moon in Taurus, and then we have the galactic center starting on during Scorpio season, going into Sagittarius season. So there is a very powerful energy behind all of these things happening in the sky. So the empowerment is about you finding your center, finally finding your true power, your true calling, your true essence, your true ability, working with your intuition, trusting it completely 100%, as you are safe to be powerful, as you are safe to shine your light upon the world. Okay, no more reserving, no more dimming yourself. Okay, it's important for you to break free. It's important for you to share that with the world. Okay, so that's what I have for the collective reading. Thank you guys so much for being here with me. Have a happy new moon in Scorpio. Do what you need to do, what you're guided to do, and be as powerful as you can be. Believe in yourself, because I do. Okay, love you guys. Bye bye.